The Audrain Museum network is full of technological marvels like this Maserati Bora. If you want to see more of them, subscribe. Do it right now. Hit that button, hit the bell icon to be notified when we post great new content, and always be in our family. Hello, and welcome to this preview of our new exhibition, Technological Marvels, A Story of Evolution. This exhibition, which runs from December 16th, 2023 through March 10th, 2024, this exhibition is a follow-up to our well-received exhibition, Landmarks in Early Automotive Engineering, which took us from the dawn of the automobile, the 1886 Benz Patent Motorwagen, to the eve of World War II, the 1939 Alfa Romeo 60-2500. And it showed us how the vast pace of development resulted in an amazing sprint, a rush of technological advances that was almost unimaginable. We're picking up the story now after World War II, and while the pace is not quite as fevered as it was in our earlier exhibition, you will still see how amazingly varied the technological advances were in cars from the late 1940s to the present day, and how each of them has revealed a technology that we simply take for granted today, but was once very new and very exciting. The car I'm standing next to right now is a 2015 Porsche 918 Spyder. And this is a car, of course, which is in our exhibition for what it represents in two ways. One, of course, this is one of the first high-performance hybrid cars, and it represents the true acceptance of alternative technologies in a sports car manufacturer. This car comes from a very exciting time in which manufacturers of high-performance cars, such as BMW, Porsche, and Ferrari, were looking at how could they make a transition from the pure internal combustion gasoline engine to an electric future. Would that be through hybrids? Would hybrids be the future indeed? That's not quite settled, but nonetheless, a car like this Porsche is really exciting because what it shows is how a brand identity can be forged through technological advancement and what it represented for this time and for the company as a whole and the automotive scene.
I mean, this thing goes.
We'll be taking a look at some other examples on 4 and 2 wheels as we walk through the exhibition, and after the exhibition opens, we'll be coming back to you in the gallery on Bellevue Avenue with more detailed stories on some of the cars. But for now, let's take a look at one of the 2-wheeled examples of what we're talking about in this great exhibition. This is definitely a technological marvel. I'm sitting on a 2002 AAR Alligator motorcycle. This brilliant creation came from the fertile mind of Dan Gurney, the great racing champion, engineer, designer, just all-round Renaissance man in the creative field of moving vehicles. And it came to him for a couple of reasons. One, because he was fascinated with the idea, being a very tall fellow, about the fact that he didn't like the attitude that he had to adapt when riding a motorcycle. Everything was just sort of too high and too awkward. And of course, also, he was a man who, well into his 70s, was a very active participant in automotive and motorcycle events. And so he also wanted something that was a bit more comfortable. He realized, as the great engineer that he was, he could design a motorcycle that had a much lower center of gravity as well. It would be handier. He was also passionate about single-cylinder engines. And this Alligator is powered by a single-cylinder Honda 4-stroke engine. And because of its lightweight construction, this 710cc bike is capable of 140 miles per hour. It's absolutely an amazing thing. It was introduced at the Peterson Automotive Museum to great acclaim and built in very limited numbers. In fact, there are only 36 built, the number 36 chosen to match the number of his winning Eagle race car. This is an extraordinary thing for me, and as many of you who know me and know the channel I'm not a motorcyclist, but I love motorcycles for what they represent in terms of history and design and engineering. And this Alligator is one of the most unusual 20th century motorcycles ever to be created, so of course it had to be in this exhibition.
Dan Gurney, one of America's greatest four-wheel racers, now manufactures this remarkable road bike, the 140-mile-an-hour AAR Alligator, with its foot-forward low-seat riding position and 700cc Honda engine. For Gurney, building the Alligator is the realization of a dream.
We're going to finish this quick preview of the exhibition, Technological Marvels, the Story of Evolution, with this car, one of my favorites, this 1973 Maserati Bora. The Bora is a fascinating combination to me of wonderful Italian design and French ingenuity. At this point in the history of Maserati, they were owned by the great French company Citroën. And the Maserati, I think, combines the best of both worlds in a very special way. Of course, it's got that wonderful Giulio Alfieri designed V8 engine, the descendant of that in the great birdcage Maserati, enveloped in this spectacular Ital designed body by Giorgetto Giugiaro, and it has just the right amount of Citroën hydropneumatic assists for the headlight covers, the braking, and for the adjustable pedals. This car happens to have one of the most comfortable pair of seats ever put in a passenger car. And this was a great example of how technology was used in the service of performance and comfort in a way that hadn't been seen before, or frankly, since. This is a car that really epitomizes technological marvels used for practical purposes. The design is absolutely timeless.
Yeah, you could build this today and get away with it. I mean, it's so much more sophisticated than the Bora and better trends, I think.
We hope that you'll come and join us in the gallery on Bellevue Avenue for this exhibition, which runs from December 16th, 2023 to March 10th, 2024. And as I mentioned before, we'll be coming back to you with more detailed informational videos on the specific cars in the exhibition, as well as the motorcycles. So be sure to stay right here on the Audrain Museum network and see all of the things that we have in this great exhibition, Technological Marvels, A Story of Evolution. Thanks for joining us.